Livorus makes your whole mouth taste great. So what if it costs more than Price Chopper generic disinfectant mouthwash?
13 people missed the bus at Pomeroy Terrace today! They were going to go to Hampshire College for the Grateful Dead dance. And then they were going to go hang out at the pool, looking in through the big windows. They brought their gravy. They were sitting on the curb. The bus was 7 minutes early.
Something tells me that we're destined for a little scrutiny. That's not to be confused with this particular county we're in. County. Well, yeah, Hampshire County. It's a county like any other, really, except that we're in it at this point. It's got holes in it. The holes are subject to close scrutiny of the county. Hampshire County. With the holes in it. Are subject to close scrutiny of the county, Hampshire County, with the holes in it. If you attack me with a sword, with my eyes closed, I can defend you from behind. But grasshopper, you seek as an oak tree consumes, your roots outstretched, accepting all that it would offer, whether it be beneficial to you or poison to your soul. You must seek with your eyes open. And I think the only thing for you is to take a little trip down the road, down the long steaming path of rice paper, to where the guru sits, near the mushroom patch, with his picnic basket filled with Howard Johnson packaged fried clams and grape soda. And I think when you get there, grasshopper of my heart, you'll see a few things there that help you realize that whatever it was you asked me all those months ago, I've completely forgotten the question. But when you get to the big brass doors at the end of the yellow hallway, where the pictures are framed and the people are named, you'll open up the door, grabbing hold of those huge brass doorknobs, ringing those huge brass knockers.
Hello? No, I'm sorry, the pants aren't ready. Come back on Thursday.
You'll realize then that was it. get it, then you missed it. And if you ever need it again, you know where to find it. Because there it is.
Nothing but a cut rate naked lunch, that's what that shit is.
Here. I went to Fava, and I talked to the guy there. And he had a nice suit, so I decided he probably wasn't going to lie to me. He told me if I talked to a box of shoes, size 13 leatherette pumps with straps running up between your big toe and your long toe. He told me if I talked to this box of shoes for long enough, I could probably develop a complex in which I was unable to deal with anyone who was wearing shoes. So I did it. And I have developed that complex. I can deal with people who wear shoes. However, I have developed a complex where everything I do reminds me of talking to a pair of size 13 leatherette pumps, the kind with straps that run between your big toe and your long toe. Now Lincoln, who's here playing the saxophone, real loud, off key and obnoxiously, has got me talking into this. What is it? What's the make on this tape recorder? Does it have a brand name? This tape recorder. Oi! I'm talking into an Oi stereo cassette player, portable type, and it is reminding me of talking into...
I can't wait till George Bush is president.
Now I'm talking to a size 13 pair of leatherette pumps with the strap that runs up between the space between your eyeballs and the crack that might flood your brain with light. And what happens with it, of course, is it just really pisses me off after a while, you know? It's not really something you could really put a finger on or even some sort of digit. that you might relate to something you were doing. Rods across it. And this little booth with a little bunch of rods with a little curtain with a little window in it has this little woman in it. This little frog-like woman. She's got on a white 40% Dacron, 60% polyester shirt. And she's about 5 feet tall. And her measurements are 42, 38, 47. And she has a clipboard. And you walk into the room and she's got bright red lipstick, the color we most frequently associate with Twizzlers licorice sticks, only brighter. And she says, "How can I help you, sir?" Only she doesn't say it like that. She doesn't say, "How can I help you, sir?" Like she's some half-mad, crazed, drunken fucking lunatic in a basement somewhere surrounded by $100. No, she says it like a toad says it. She looks up at you and she goes, "How can I help you, sir?" She says it with a voice that sounds like it comes out of her armpits. And she's talking to you about how can she help you. And all you're thinking the whole time is, how much money would it cost me per month through the Christian Spastics Fund to support and protect and educate this poor deviant species from the human race? And then you say, "Well, lady, I was talking to this pair of size 13 leatherette pumps with a strap that goes up between your big toe and your long toe, because your salesman with the nice suit, I believe everything he says, told me that would be the best thing for me to do. And now I've got this complex, where every time I talk to anything rectangular, it reminds me of a pair of size 13 leatherette pumps with a strap that run up between your body and your soul." The toad woman didn't say anything. She looked at me like I was out of my mind. Nothing pisses me off more than people who look at me like I'm out of my mind. So I looked at her some more, because I was still formulating my opinion as to what she actually resembled. And then she said to me, "Mister, you got a classic case of mechanical paranoia." And I said, "That's ridiculous. Shoes are organic. I'm afraid of shoes." She said, "You're not afraid of shoes. You're afraid of rectangles." Only she said it in that toad-like way. "You're not afraid of shoes, you know. You're afraid of rectangles." Well, I'll tell you what I did. What I did then, something I'll always regret. Something I'll never forget. Something that makes me feel happy and spicy and covered with seasoned oil from Corfu, Italy, Nepal, Afghanistan, North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Turkey, Iran,
has to do with the U.S. government's attempts to become God by way of having massive power with a moral majority in government and having a massive buildup of our nuclear forces, so that by, say, around the year 2000 minimum, I mean at the latest, every human being on Earth has a nuclear warhead, a tiny nuclear warhead pointed at him, wired into their own personal body frequencies, from the moment of birth to the moment of death. And after somebody dies, their warhead is in a position to take over somebody who's just being born. The Ten Commandments is international law. And in so doing, if you break a commandment, you get zapped out of, you just push your button. So if you break a commandment, so that's God. As far as I'm concerned, that's God, you know. You got 10 rules, and if you break them, you're blown out of your shoes.
And she looked up at me then, And she said, "You're full of shit, man." Only she said it in that toad-like voice that pisses me off so much. She said, "You're full of shit. You don't know anything about size 13 leatherette pumps with the straps that run up between the crack that might flood your brain with light." And then this bald guy, this bald Chinese guy, this bald slant from, where was he? He was from, no, he wasn't from Peking. Not Mongolia. They're tall and they never go bald even when they're old. And they fuck big, huge fucking.
What's the desert out there?
Not the desert. You know where he was from?
The desert out in China?
I'm trying to remember this. What's the city where the Dragon of Retribution, Tong, set up their monastery cum arsenal after they broke off from the Shaolin Buddhists?
I really wish I knew.
I wish I remembered the name of this city because
I want to know the name of that desert out there.
The Gobi?
The Gobi Desert!
The Gobi Desert! And look, for a second prize behind door number 2 is the Northeast Timberlands in Maine. Yes, the poorest state in the Union, and I hope you have a good time. You can spend a lot of money there. You can get a lot. You can be like a regular tourist, and you won't have to spend a dime because they're all poor up there, and they'll do anything you say. Not only that, some of the people who define some of the terms that some of the people who define them relate to as ethnic terms. Ethnic terms such as nigger and spick and chick and chink. Chick is an ethnic term. 51% of the population of the world is in the minority. Spicks don't smell as bad as chinks. And everyone knows that. Chinks are covered in grease so the smell won't go away. Like my friend Jen St. Chan said to me today. I heard from the radio it's supposed to be greasy tonight. We're gonna boogie tonight. We're gonna have us a good time. We're all gonna go to Pearl Street. We're all gonna go to Pearl Street. $2 is what it costs. Because they want you to dress nice. And if you go there wearing shitty jeans that are covered in grease. Pearl Street. It's hip. It's hip, but you have to dress nice and it costs $2. I have $2. They're closed anyway. This is Lincoln Obliev, the famous world-renowned dog act. And he doesn't even have $2 to get into Pearl Street. They'd let him in. He's dressed all right. He looks like an American, but he doesn't have $2. They let me in once when I went in these ripped, shitty-looking, grease and pig blood-covered denim jeans. And I looked like shit. They told me not to come back unless I wore some nice pants. I would have understood if it was the Taj Mahal. But it's Pearl Street. It has all the atmosphere of a high school gymnasium on Friday night. They got aluminum foil wrapped around pieces of construction paper. They got glitter balls. They got 3 TVs, all with the same program in stunning green and yellow. We got loud music, but shit, so did we. I remember cheesy high school. It was a cheesy high school. It was a cheesy high school. But they had a PV mixer, and they didn't fuck around. Broad Street fucks around. And I'm one Northampton resident who's sick to death of it. Just one stinking flow of pus after another. And they charge you $2, and they make jokes about your clothes. So I went to Fava, and I said, what should I do? Now, the Toad Lady has led me to see her religious, inspirational leader, the bald man from the Big Scan Clan, appearing nightly on Channel 61 in Technicrome. This is the class dope opera, 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 dope opera.
In the summer.